Okay, so this is a worked example for residual analysis. As you can see, we've got our data here. We're going to be generating that answer in a moment, that regression line. Just a quick refresher of how to do it. From that, we're going to be able to get our predicted values. I'll go through how that works. And then from that, we can work out the residuals. And you need to be able to do a residual calculation, whether it be for an exam, for a SAC, or any of those assessments. You have to know how to do that. Okay, so let's quickly go into the calculator. I've already got the data in there. So this, we're going to go Control I. We're going to go Add Data and Stats. We're going to go X. We're going to go Y. It's pretty clear it's not linear, but that's fine for our purposes. We're going to go Analyze. We go Regression. We go Show Link. Remember, it's A plus BX form. And you can see that our linear regression is shown here, minus 78.7 plus 28.7 times X. And that is what we see here. Okay, so that's how you can that's how you generate that that regression line, that least squares regression line. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're saying the next part, our X value is 1. That's the same as what we had there. Our Y value is 5. So this here is our actual Y value. Okay, and these ones here. Okay, that's our actual Y value, and that's our predicted. Okay, that's where we're getting those numbers from. So I'm just going to erase it because I'm going to be right on that side shortly. Okay, so how do we do our predicted? Well, we take this equation. We say, we put in our calculator, we put minus 78.7 plus 28.7 times whatever's in this X value. So this one would be 1. Then I'd put, for this one here, I'd go the minus 78.7 plus 28.7 times 2. Then times 3 times 4 times 5. Now, if you had to generate a whole lot of them, it's not necessarily what's going to happen, but if you have to, what you can do is you can go up to here. You're going to go back to this part here. Gives you something called, let's call it res for residual. Okay, all right. I can type in my calculation here. It was, for memory, minus 78.7 plus 28.7. Now, I'm actually going to go to variable because if you use, and I'll put a times there, show. If you're using X or Y, you've got to be careful what you do. I want it as a variable, so I'm going to that variable thing there. I'm going to click on X, and it will generate the numbers for you. Okay, and as you can see, those match up to our values here. That's how you can quickly generate those numbers if you had to do that many. All right, so what do we do? I'll keep going. That was annoying, but we'll keep it moving. All right, so my computer is actually charging now. I thought it was. So how to calculate a residual, you get your actual Y value. So for that first one, let's highlight this. Let's just pick this one here for the moment. Okay, so my residual is going to be 5, because that's my actual Y value, minus 50. The reason I put that there is because this is the this calculate corresponds to that minus, but the predicted Y value is minus 50.05. So as we know, when we've got a minus there, that becomes a plus. So we get 5 plus 50.05 equals 55.05. And then if we picked, let's just pick this one here for the moment. Okay, so if you're asked for what the residual was, that's my residual. Okay, if I'm asked for the residual when X equals 6, for example, okay, I'm going to go, what was it? Predicted value was 47. All right. Then I'm going to go minus Was it 28.7 times 6? That will give you 47 minus 93.34, which will give you, I should put that residual there, that will give you minus 46.34 as my residual. So my residual when x equals 6 is that. The residual for there is when x equals 1. That's your answer. That's how you can calculate residuals if you have to calculate the actual value. And if you've seen in previous ones, I've shown you how you can get a residual table to bring it up, and you can, when you've got sort of something like that, and then you can actually bring up the residual graph so you can sort of look and see if there's a pattern. That one's clearly got a pattern, so that's not a linear graph. Okay, thank you.